We're going to get started here in just a moment. Peace, everybody, and welcome back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. I want to thank everybody who has been watching my channel, who has been sharing it out, and who has subscribed to the channel. I appreciate that. I want to get into this story that happened a few days ago at a track meet. There was an incident happened between a guy named Austin Metcalf and another brother named Karmelo Anthony. Now, it seemed to be a killing, a stabbing that took place, that occurred. From what I heard, it was a track meet that was going on. It started raining, and Karmelo Anthony, went for shelter under a covered tent. And there was a couple of other people, and Austin Metcalf and I believe his brother, who told Karmelo Anthony that he couldn't sit where he was at because he didn't attend that school. Now, because it was raining, I'm quite sure he wasn't trying to, I'm talking about Karmelo Anthony, he wasn't trying to disrespect anyone. He just wanted to, take some shelter from the rain. And of course, you have these two white boys run over to Karmelo, who was a black young man, and tried to get him to move just because he wasn't part of that school. The reason why Austin Metcalf and his brother went over to confront this guy about where he was sitting at, why would you do that? It's raining. All he was doing was sitting there. It was not like there was the last two seats left under that tent. He was just sitting there, trying to get some protection from the rain. Anyway, it seems that the two white boys, Austin Metcalf and his brother, were quite aggressive towards Karmelo Anthony, trying to get him to move. And I guess one of the white boys put his hands on him, and Austin went into Karmelo went into his bag and grabbed a knife and told him that if you put your hands on me again, that he's going to pretty much take him out. And that's exactly what happened. So again, Karmelo Anthony, he was protecting himself. He had two aggressive white boys in his face. He was there by himself. They were there in a threatening manner. He told them that, hey, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to take you out. And that's exactly what he did. Now, I'm going to show several videos here. I'm not going to show the whole videos because some of these are 30 minutes long, 15 minutes long. But I'm going to show you a few videos, maybe a couple of 2 or 3 minutes each video, because you guys only do 45-minute lives anyway. So this first one comes from, of course, none other than Anton Shoeshine Boy Daniels. And Anton Shoeshine Boy Daniels, he's going to always side with the Peckerwoods. And this brother, he almost seemed like he wanted to cry. He wanted to cry over this white boy. I mean, it's pathetic to see how Anton Daniels rolls. But he wanted to cry, it appears. What's going on, DD? DDS, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. Yeah, shoot shine boy Daniels. It seemed like he wanted to cry because this white boy got taken out. But anyway, let's get into it. I want you guys to hear what Anton Daniels has to say about this situation. And once again, like I said, I'm going to show several clips from different YouTubers here on YouTube. I'm going to show you the Shoeshine Boys, the Sambos, and the Aunt Jemimas. And then I'm going to show you the real brothers here on YouTube.
Get into it, and I want to share this with y'all, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this.
The Frisco Memorial High School community gathered tonight in grief after the stabbing death of a teenager at a track meet.
Another teenager, a student.
It's not supposed to say attack. It's at track meet. That's what it is.
Metcalf's twin brother was at the track with him. His family says he died in his brother's arms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the victim's father and is live in Frisco tonight. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf had a bright future ahead of him. He was a leader on the football field and a scholar in the classroom. His dad told me he's holding on to memories and leaning deep on his faith as he tries to wrap his mind around this senseless tragedy.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was voted MVP of the Frisco Memorial High School varsity football team. The linebacker held a near-perfect GPA and was in the National Honor Society.
He was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Jeff Metcalf never imagined that his son's future would be cut short.
I'm still in shock.
Wednesday morning, Austin Metcalf was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., Frisco police say 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest after some sort of fight. Jeff Metcalf says it was Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who tried to save him.
And his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed my son.
Look at Anton Shoeshine Boy Daniels. He's trying to hold back tears behind this white boy. Look at him, man. Anton, you're pathetic, dude. You one pathetic milk dud head shoeshine boy ass nigga.
His brother died in his arms.
It's unclear how Anthony got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight. Anthony is now facing first-degree murder charges. And Jeff Metcalf
It was the best weekend ever.
Is only left with memories.
I was able to watch and be blessed so much. But having both my sons are amazing.
When Jeff Metcalf was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, his boys were his strength. Now cancer-free, it's his faith that's keeping him strong.
And when I kissed his forehead today, as his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place.
Wednesday night, the family's church opened its doors for the community to gather for a prayer vigil to honor a young man whose life touched so many.
But I know he's with the Lord. And I take comfort and peace in that.
Let me give y'all a more updated version of the story, because before I react to it and before I give my thoughts.
Now, Anton's updated version of what's going on here is not the updated version of what's going on or what happened.
I see y'all making excuses inside of the chat like we always do about some of the things that's happening in the community, and it shouldn't be happening in the community. Y'all not gonna give me any excuse as to why this is happening, and you can't justify it. But let me go ahead.
Oh, I can justify it. You got two white boys jumping in his brother's face, trying to tell him what tent he can sit under, and because he didn't attend their school, he couldn't sit under their tent while it was raining. That's the reason why he was under the tent. He ran under the tent like everybody else did because it was raining.
ahead and share the most recent update that I found about it, because I want to react to this in truth. I don't want to just give an opinion off the cuff.
The UFAA has obtained new court documents revealing how Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death at a track meet in Frisco. Police say another teenager had fresh blood on his finger when they found him at Kirkendall Stadium.
The affidavit shows that when officers arrived, Karmelo Anthony told them he got into an argument with Metcalf, and when the arresting officer said he had the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony replied, "I'm not alleged, I did it."
But Anthony told officers he only acted in self-defense and asked them if
That's exactly what happened. He did it. He know he did it. And he told the police that he did it, but he did it in self-defense. So it wasn't like he was trying to run away or trying to escape what would happen. He was there when the police got there. He told him that he did it, and he did it because of self-defense, because of what these white boys were trying to do to him.
Metcalf was okay.
Several witnesses paint a different picture, and Metcalf's father told Matt Howerton he is not buying the excuse.
I had a dream last night. And Austin came to me and said, I'm okay.
Well, then Picklewood stopped crying. He said he was okay. He came to you in your dreams. Your son, your dead son, came to you in your dreams, told him he's okay. Then he's okay. Stop crying. I don't care about your white tears. Or yours either, Anton Shoeshine Boy Daniels.
It gives me peace. Doesn't mean I don't hurt.
The last 24 hours, unimaginable for Austin Metcalf's father, his mother, his twin brother.
Right now, I'm really numb, and I really don't feel anything. I just have to function.
Metcalf, just 17 when he arrived at Frisco ISD's district track meet Wednesday. His final breaths taken before 11 a.m., police say, after being stabbed to death by a fellow Frisco ISD student, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, now charged with first-degree murder.
My world's a little shattered.
An argument over where Anthony was sitting while the meet experienced a rain delay sparked a confrontation between the teen and Metcalf. According to arrest paperwork, Anthony sitting underneath Metcalf's team tent. You could see it from the air when we flew over the crime scene. Metcalf from Memorial High, Anthony from Centennial. A witness telling police Metcalf told Anthony to move from under the team's tent because he didn't go to their school.
That was his first mistake. Who in the hell are you to tell him he can't sit up under your tent just because he didn't go to that school? If you had mind your own business, set your ass down somewhere, Austin, you'd still be alive today. But no, because you and your brother were together, you want to jump into this young black man's face and try to tell him where he can and can't sit.
Is telling police Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. Investigators writing that Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and that Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away.
So there you go. He told that Picklewood not to touch him. No, don't put your hands on me. Because if you put your hands on me, you're going to fuck around and find out. And so the white boy's gonna grab him, try to manhandle him, and try to tell him where he can sit and can't sit. Anthony pulled out his blade and put it in his chest. That's self-defense. You got two white boys sitting in your face talking about where you can sit at, where you can't sit at. They grabbed him, or one of them grabbed him. Austin grabbed him, and Brother Anthony let him know what was going on. Hey, you're not going to put your hands on me. He told him, don't put your hands on me, and he did. So you know before I led up to him putting his hands on him, Austin probably said something like he's going to grab him, throw him out or whatever. He said something to him to make him say that if you put your hands on me, I'm going to, you're going to fuck around and find out.
When officers arrived, the knife was found, and police say Anthony admitted to what happened, but said this to police. He put his hands on me. I was protecting myself, even asking another officer if what happened could be considered self-defense.
That's exactly what it was, self-defense. It wasn't an excuse. He told them what happened. He was still there when the police arrived. He said he told that boy, that Peckerwood, that if he put his hands on him, he was gonna fuck around and find out, and he did. It wasn't an excuse.
you expect? If you're caught, the best thing you're going to do is try to lie your way out.
Hey, Mr. Anthony, you should have taught your sons not to put their hands on other people. Because he didn't lie. He stood right there and told the police he did it. He said he wasn't alleged to have done it. He said he did it. And the reason why he did it was self-defense. The white boy put his hands on him. So the almost perfect GPA student that your son was, he should have known better than to be putting his hands on people. That's what you should have taught him. Not to put your hands on other people. Not to confront other people for sitting up under a tent when it's raining. Just because he didn't go to that school.
Reasonable excuse.
The truth will come out. There were too many people that were there that saw what happened.
That's right. There are too many people there that saw what happened. And I've read messages and seen messages where they say that the two white boys, your sons was being aggressive towards this young brother here. And he felt threatened enough that he had to go into his backpack to pull out a knife.
Let me tell you what it sounds like to me. All right. Now that we have.
Now here we go with Anton Shoeshine Milk Dudhead Daniels getting ready to windmill for the white boy over Mr. Anthony here. Of course. Because he got to, Shoeshine Boy Daniels got to protect his livelihood with the white man. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Shoeshine Boy Daniels, of course, is going to side with the white man.
More context to the whole conversation. This is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he went there looking for trouble, and that's the reason that he had a.
I agree with you. Milk Dudhead Daniels, Shoeshine Boy Daniels, that white man's sons went there looking for trouble because all this brother was doing was sitting under a tent. That's all he was doing. And the two white boys walked over, ran over, skipped over to the black man, the one black man under the tent, and confronted him about sitting under the tent. I agree with you, Milk Dud Daniels, that these two white boys were looking for trouble, and they found it. And they found it in a young black man who had protection, who brought that knife probably for protection. But of course, Milk Dudhead Daniels is going to spin it and try to say it's the black man, the young black boy who was there to cause trouble.
Sounds like he went there looking for trouble, and that's the reason that he had a knife in his bag, and he pulled the knife out of his bag looking to make sure. It's almost like I'm inciting a situation where somebody can confront me so that I can make sure that I do something to him. And then
How, Daniels? It started raining, so he went and sat up under the tent. How was that trying to confront somebody or incite someone to attack you so he can pull out his knife? It was the two white boys that went over to him. He didn't go over to them trying to incite a fight. It sounds like to me like the two white boys went over to him to try to get some shit started. That's what it sounds like to me, Shoeshine Boy Daniels. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and drop Shoeshine Boy Daniels off. I'm going to bring up another coon here on YouTube. But that's what it sounds like to me. Like these two white boys wanted to go over there and mess with this young brother here for no reason.
Yo, go from you.
For no reason. Now let me bring up this next dude here. This OK, I think his name is OK Rick. He's another coon here on YouTube. Another Trump supporter. You know how they are. They're gonna always side with the Peckerwoods. But that's what this dude is. He's a Trump supporter, you know. He loves his white man, his white master Donald Trump. His name is OK Rick here on on YouTube. Let's get into it. Let's see hear what he has to say.
How is this still up? You told us when you took down Kyle Rittenhouse fundraiser that you don't allow them for people accused of violent crimes. Is it just white people?
Yes, just white people.
I'm the only one that remembers GoFundMe said you cannot have a fundraiser for anyone charged with serious violations of the law. Anthony stabbed Metcalf to death. Why does he have a GoFundMe when he's charged with murder? They took Kyle Rittenhouse down, and he was actually for self-defense.
Okay, well then, okay, Rick. This brother was protecting himself too. It was self-defense for him as well. You have two white boys jump in his face talking about where he can and can't sit. Sounds to me like that's self-defense, especially when one of the white boys, Austin, the one he took out, the one he deleted, when he told him don't put his hands on him, and he decided he's gonna put his hands on him anyway. So you tell me who the aggressor was. It wasn't the young black man who was just sitting under a tent, and you got two white boys coming over there talking to him, talking about you got to leave, you can't sit here because you don't go to this school. He said, "Don't put your hands on me," and he did anyway. Austin put his hands on this young black man. Sounds to me like he got what he deserved. He got what he walked over there for.
Yeah. But I want to just, before I continue anymore in this video, I want to send my love condolences. I want to send my love to both sides, both families. The times that we're living in right now, man, it's very sad. And as y'all know, I had tears. I was so mad and heartbroken yesterday on this whole situation.
we got another coon here crying over the white boy. Crying over this white boy, Austin Metcalf, because he decided he wanted to go jump into the face of a young black man and got taken out. My support goes to Karmelo Anthony and his family. And that brother needs to be let go. He needs to be released from jail. He was protecting himself.
And just seeing how the people responded, how people, how this has turned into a race war,
Now this clown talking about this isn't about race. I want you to hear what he has to say here in just a moment. But he said it's not about race. Let's see if that's true. According to what he says. According to what he himself says.
and how a lot of people are running with the race car with this entire thing. And there's videos like this, photos like this posted. You know, you just can't make this up. And now they're saying this guy, people are saying he is an American hero.
He is most definitely an American hero. I call him an American hero because he was protecting himself.
And that this man should return home safely to his family. That he was defending himself from a white supremacist.
See what this dude was doing? He was looking for Tariq Nasheed's comment here on this topic. Look at it. Look at his face. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Look at his face when he finds Tariq Nasheed, because that's who he was looking for. When he was scrolling, he was looking for Tariq Nasheed's post. Let's get back to it. And I want you guys to watch his face. Look at his face. How disgusted he is that a black man would protect another black man while he's protecting a white man, a white boy.
From a white supremacist. This guy here is disgusted, man. A suspected white supremacist named Austin.
He called Tariq Nasheed disgusting. Yeah, I guess it would disgust you to see another black man protecting a young black man. Guess that would disgust you. While you trying to protect this Austin Metcalf dude, this white boy.
Is disgusted, man. A suspected white supremacist named Austin Metcalf, pictured with his twin, alleged demanded honor student Karmelo to give up his seat like it was the Jim Crow era. He says Karmelo defended himself from the alleged threat. The Daniel Penny case set this.
That's right, I agree. The Daniel Penny case, this set precedent. You can protect yourself if you're threatened, and someone of the person who's threatening you put his hands on you. You have every right to protect yourself. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop off of this clown here, this OK Rick. That's the name of his YouTube channel. Like I said, once again, he's a staunch Trump supporter, big time Trump supporter. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the next story here. And this story is from an Aunt Jemima. So we're going to check out and see what Aunt Jemima has to say here. Of course, she's a Trump supporter as well. You guys get the theme of this? All these white Trump supporters, they will always protect the white man. Okay, here she go. Give me just a moment here to pull this one up. And then we're going to find out what Aunt Jemima here has to say. Let's get into it.
Of course it's going to turn into racism because that's always what it is, because black people can do no wrong. Okay? So shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Teen arrested for stabbing another.
Let me give you guys a little rundown on Messy Michon here. Messy Michon, every time there's a black and white issue, if it's the black person that seems to be on the losing side, she was always on the winning side, excuse me. She will always talk about it's not racism. But when it's the other way around, it's racism, racism, racism. And she'll call black people racist. Now, another thing people may not know, I used to mod for Messy Michon. About a year and a half ago, I used to mod for her. But her message was totally different at the time. Once these Aunt Jemimas, these Sambos, these shoeshine boys, they figure out that they can make money off of talking about their own people, they'll switch up their whole message, just like Cynthia G did, just like so many others did, just like Taz and Nyla tried to do, failed miserably at it because they're not good at it, like these other people are. But they will talk bad about their own just to make money here on YouTube. Messy Michon message was different a year and a half, 2 years ago when I first started modding for her. When I started modding for Messy Michon, she was just getting popular on YouTube. She was nowhere near where she has as far as followers. And then when I seen her message change and I found out she was a Trump supporter, I stopped going over to her channel. If you guys look on my channel here, you'll see some back and forth that her and I did once I found out that she was a Trump supporter. But anyway, let's get back into it. That's just a little bit of YouTube history.
High school athlete claims self-defense. says Metcalf put his hands on him. Witnesses allegedly heard, touch me and see what happens. Okay? So we're at a public event from what I understand. And he put his hands on him, and that's a justifiable reason, if that really happened now, to take that man, take that.
See what I'm saying? The witnesses said something. Messi Michon wants to say no, that didn't happen the way the witnesses said, because she wants to interject her own. She wants to inject her own message as to what happened. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Calf put his hands on him. Witnesses allegedly heard, touch me and see what happens. Okay? So we're at a public event from what I understand. And he put his hands on him, and that's a justifiable reason, if that really happened now, to take that young man out, right? All right. So Neighborhood Talk says, neighbors, more information starting to come out regarding the stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf by 16-year-old Karmelo Anthony. Anthony has told authorities that the tragic event was self-defense, and witnesses have come forward with their own take on the incident. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by WFAA, Anthony immediately confessed to the stabbing when officers approached him, stating, "I was protecting myself." He then says that Metcalf put his hands on him. While the officer was confirming that he had the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony said, "I'm not alleged, I did it." At least one witness gave their play.
That's right. He never tried to say he didn't do it. He never tried to lie like Austin's father tried to say he did. He didn't try to lie. He didn't run away and try to hide. He was right there when the police got there. When the police asked him what happened, he told them he's not alleged, he did it. But he did it out of self-defense.
Play-by-play of the incident, they stated that Metcalf, the white guy, told Anthony, the black guy, he had to move from under his team's tent. The witness says Anthony then opened his bag, reached inside, and said, "Touch me and see what happens." The witness. Let's just stop there for a second.
No, Messi Michon. No, we're not going to just stop there. As soon as the witness said, "Hey, look, Anthony told him, if you put your hands on me, you're going to fuck around and find out." And the white boy put his hands on him, and he fucked around and found out. Now, Messi Michon wants to stop. As you started reading what was going on here, reading what the witnesses said, now all of a sudden Messi Michon wants to pause and give her and put her little 2 cents in. Let's get back to it.
Metcalf, the white guy, told the black guy, "You can't sit under our fence," right? And or whatever it was, their tent. And he, like, you can't sit here. Now, I know everyone wants to say, you can't touch me, it's my personal space and all that shit, and I'm not disagreeing. But you're telling me that something like that, you can't sit here, is warranted to delete someone.
No, what was warranted for him to delete him was the aggressive way that him and his brother, there was 2 against 1, Messi Michon. It was him and his brother that went over there and confronted him. It was Austin who told him he has to leave. Why? Because he didn't go to that school? He was just sitting up under a tent. If Austin and his brother mind their own effing business, Austin wouldn't have fucked around and found out. He saw the boy go into his bag. He told him that if you put your hands on me, I'm gonna escort you up out of this world. And Austin, being the aggressive white boy that he is, because he thought he could do that, because I'm quite sure this wasn't the first time he confronted a young black man, although not confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised if he already had. He thought he could do that. He thought he was privileged enough that he could make this black boy, move because he said so. If him and his brother had minded their own business, he'd still be alive today.
So we're saying, is that what we're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying yes. He had every right to defend himself because they had two aggressive white boys walking over to him, telling him what he has to do, where he can and cannot sit. And then he puts his hands on him to do what? He didn't put his hands on him to help him to pick him up and carry him out of the tent. He put his hands on him to do something to him. And Karmelo Anthony told him, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to do something to you. And the 4.0, the school captain of the football team, found out.
Best problem resolution source is to now delete people. Is that the America we living in right now?
That's the America we've always lived in. Mr. Mashawn, where the hell you've been? Where the hell have you been living? Under a rock your whole life? That's how America was founded. What are you talking about? It's hard to believe these people, these Trump supporters, these white boy lovers, these bed wenches. Yes, that's reason enough. He told him, don't put your fucking hands on me, because if you do, I'm going to take you out. He put his hands on him, and he got taken out. Karmelo Anthony is an American hero. So now I'm going to get off that foolishness there. And now we're going to go over, let's go to Red Supreme, Brother Red Supreme. Let's hear what Red Supreme has to say about this. Because I'm curious of what Brother Red Supreme has to say here. All right, guys, here we go. Let's talk to Red Supreme here.
250 likes with 400 plus people watching. What's going on? This is some of the rawest content you're going to get. And I'm going to bring people up to voice their opinion. Y'all tripping. We need you guys to put some more down respect on this show. Yeah. Shout out to the FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans, the ones who stay on code, because a lot of our people ain't shit either. But shout out to the people who are on code that happen to be FBA. Much love and respect to y'all, the brothers and sisters. Shout out to the...
And shout out to you too. Damn, shout out to you too, brother. Because we're gonna stay on code over here. I'm not code shifting for these peckerwoods whatsoever. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Yeah, it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. And it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him.
Shout out to Big E for blessing us with a Zelle. I appreciate my dog Big E for blessing us with that Zelle.
Wait a minute, did it sound like somebody was coaching this young boy to say something? Let me rewind that just a little bit. Where are we at here? At 1:10:20. Let me rewind it because it sounded like somebody was because the white boy, the interviewer asked him a question. He started to answer, but I can hear like another voice in the background. Let's try to listen to that again.
Yeah, it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. And it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
Yeah, see, somebody else is there in the room. Somebody is there in the room just off camera, and feeding this young man what to say here. That's exactly what, because there was another voice. I heard another voice. As soon as this guy here, the interviewer, this is probably from Fox News, from Fox News, asked him a question, he started to answer it. He paused a moment, and then somebody said something, and then he answered.
You know, how he always is with his brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more like higher intensity. And the kid said just some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem. And yeah.
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is like because they have personal items there.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm understanding this right. So Austin and his brother walk over to Karmelo Anthony, tell him he ain't supposed to be in this tent because there's personal items there. So are you trying to tell me that you guys were suspecting Carmelo Anthony to be over there trying to steal something? Is that what you're saying, Becky? Are you trying to say that your sons was in fear of him trying to steal something? And so they told him he has to leave because they thought he was going to steal something. Sounds kind of racial to me. I don't know, but it sounds racial to me.
So just like that, just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us don't let, other schools, like mess with our stuff, just in our area. And we set that up for the girls' track every meet we had. So it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, and it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up.
Now, right here, again, it sounds like somebody, I want you guys to watch this and listen to it, because he asked him a question here about his brother stepping up and getting laid down, but he asked him about his brother stepping up. And he goes to answer the question, but then there's another voice that comes into audio, and then he answers the question. So somebody is off camera feeding this young boy the answers.
What happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him.
Shout out to Big E for blessing us with a Zelle. I appreciate my dog Big E for blessing us with that Zelle. You did. Now let's get back into this. Support the show. Get the likes up, man.
Moved, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest.
Hold on. So.
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers.
He said Austin moved non-aggressive. You know he's lying. You don't say things like that when you're telling the truth. That Austin was non-aggressive. That's a bold-faced lie. He said Austin was non-aggressive.
The bleachers, grabbing his chest.
Hold on. So.
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest. Blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I wanted to go over there.
You see what Fox News did there, right? As soon as the mother started crying, they blew the picture up, the video up, so everybody so we can make sure that everyone sees how the mother is reacting to what her son just said about him falling or walking down the bleachers, talking about he just got stabbed.
I grabbed him. I see this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys believe his version of the story, or do you believe there's more to this story? Because they could be leaving some very important details up out of their version of the story. We just don't know, because like I said, we're just taking I'm not taking white people's word for it, but what I'm saying is the witnesses that we have are white people. Where are the black witnesses? But then again, this is Frisco, Texas. Frisco, Texas is a white suburb. It's not a ghetto. It's not a hood. So it probably wasn't a lot of black people out there to begin with. It was probably majority of white people out there at this track event.
Yeah, that's probably true, Red Supreme. But what I've heard witnesses say that Austin and his brother were aggressive, and they walked up to this young brother aggressively, telling him that he has to leave the tent. So that's what I heard. So I just want you guys to see that version. Red Supreme, he may be still live. I don't know. When I went live on mine, he was doing this Austin, Metcalf, and Karmelo Anthony live stream. So he may be still live. I'm not sure. So, but I'm going to move down to the next one because I don't want to be here too long. So now I'm going to move over to this next video that I want to show you guys. And this is from Amazing Lucas. It's from Amazing Lucas. I want you guys to check this one out. Okay, let's get into it.
It comes to 1350, they want to look at one aspect but completely ignore as far as those who are let free off of false arrests, off of false convictions. They want to ignore all that. Then they want to ignore all the other crimes, like that's the only crime is homicide or whatnot. So you have to understand they want to frame this world in favor of them. It will always be in favor of them, but at the same time, simultaneously, they're always the victim. It's a weird conundrum. I'm not gonna lie. It's a weird conundrum. Okay, damn. That's what seems to be this story. Is that this kid came out in self-defense, and you had one incident where it says, "Hey, touch me again or come at me again and see what happens." Now, what happens? The kid, the high IQ. This is what they want to say, according to the racists. The high IQ. Pattern recognizer, per capita elitist, what does he do? He goes and touches the kid again. And sure enough, this is the ultimate, from what it seems, the F-A-F-O. F around and found out. And he found out. And now he's no longer with us. And for some reason, I'm supposed to feel bad about this. And just so we're clear, if the races were reversed, I'd say the same thing. But at the same time, I don't know a lot of black kids that if someone else were to reach into their bag and say, "Hey, you come at me again and you see what happens." I don't know a lot of black kids who would go, "Okay." Like, that's not just being in this country. That's not how we're trained. And this is a partly due to post-traumatic slave syndrome, a book that I recommend you all read. But yeah, that's not going to happen. But there has to be a certain level of privilege, like I said, post-traumatic slave master syndrome, that would somehow trigger in your brain to see, well, what is he going to do? What are you going to do to me, huh? I'm the master. And that's where that privilege comes from. And sure enough, he found out that, this privilege doesn't really, protect you from, knives. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't protect you from knives. What I will leave you with this is that what's absolutely hysterical is that the father came out and told people, "Hey, please don't race bait. This isn't political. This is a human issue. This is a human problem." That's what this is.
Right off the start, because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing. Mm-hmm. This is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever.
And in response to it,
yeah, your son made a bad choice. I agree with you 100%. Karmelo Anthony told him, "Don't put your hands on me." Your son made a bad choice. He put his hands on him, and we're here where we're at now because your son made a bad choice. First of all, your son should have went over and said anything to him in the first place. It sounds to me like, according to what his brother is saying, that they're trying to accuse him of trying to steal something, or he was over in the tent to try to steal something. So, and then they had the nerve to try to go over there and confront him. That was the first bad choice your son made. And second one was to put his hands on him after he was told not to do it.
this group of, these white group of racists were livid. They were upset because they saw this as the father being a race traitor. That's how they view it. They see the father as being a race traitor. Oh, he's just trying to shield the blacks. That's what he's trying to do. That's how demented and twisted these people are. That when you have the father of the slain boy saying, please don't race bait, that now they're upset because they can't race bait. It's comedy. And then what's even more comedy is, like I said, the actual story being that it's leaning towards actual self-defense. And the white boys that y'all were screaming and crying about were actually in the wrong. Which is, man, how many stories do we have we come across that? And, as I said, they'll either play it down and be like, well, that's not the point. He shouldn't have had a knife. That's a new, goalpost that they're moving to after they find out that the original narrative that they wanted to portray was false. Like, the facts and evidence didn't justify that. So now they're trying to, once again, vilify the black boy and trying to say, oh, he shouldn't have had a knife. Why does he have a knife, huh? Why was he there? Why was he under the tent? It was raining. Why do you think someone would want to be out the rain? You have to understand that when it comes to these people, it's very simple. A plus B equals black kid guilty. That's it. It doesn't matter what A and B is. It will always equal black kid guilty. Black man guilty, black woman guilty. That's how their mind has been, designed, created, mutated. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I don't know what else there is to say, bro. They're like,
I'm with you, Lucas. I don't know what else to say, too. You told him don't fuck with him. You went over there and messed with him. Told him to put his hands on him. What did he do? He go over there and puts his hands on him. And he got removed. It just is what it is. Now I got one last one for you guys. I'm at 58 minutes here. You guys know I do 45-minute lives. But I got one more here that I want you guys to check out. So here we go. Let me bring this one up here. This is from Coach D Speaks. He's another YouTuber here. Oh, everybody here that I've featured here, their videos. I want you guys to go check their channels out. Coach D. We got the amazing Lucas. We got Red Supreme. Shoeshine Boy Daniels. And then Messi Mashawn as well. But let's listen to what what Coach D had to say here about this Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf incident.
That kid shouldn't have been where he was. He shouldn't have picked the fight with the white kid. We know that. Those guys know that. But this is what they do. This is the take they have to have. They run to the internet to have these false equivalent, rage bait, clickbait takes because they want proximity to racist whiteness. These are the type of people. Understand something. Jason Whitlock and Jeffrey Mead they've admitted that family members don't talk to them anymore. Their former black friends don't talk to them anymore. They're okay with being exiled by the black community because they hate themselves so much. They absolutely have to have these takes because without these takes, they're both irrelevant. They're irrelevant. No one would pay attention to them. The only reason I bring these things up, the only reason I bring attention to this is because I want to make sure that black people know this is not the norm. I want to make sure that black kids who happen to come across videos of these guys hating themselves and hating their community every day, they're not normal. This is not how most of us feel. Most of us aren't out here trying to appease racist white Republicans. And I am not saying this is all white people. Obviously, it's not. But this is the sect of the racist white Republican Party that they want to impress so badly. Make no mistake about it. Jeffrey Mead and Jason Whitlock do these types of things for two reasons and two reasons only. They do it because, one, they want proximity to whiteness. These are the buzzwords they have to use. They have to come out and they have to say George Floyd, Derek Chauvin, BLM, Black People Marching, CRT, DEI, they have to say these things. This is what makes them feel like they're getting that proximity that they really need. They want to know if the Dallas Cowboys are going to be kneeling for someone whose assailant is sitting in prison right now awaiting trial. They want to know if they're going to be kneeling for someone whose assailant will probably be held accountable. And that is if he doesn't get off because of self-defense. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've read a lot of stuff about this, but there are a lot of lies and misinformation about this story. So I'm going to wait until most of the truth comes out about it. But here's the thing. There's no kneeling needed. There's none needed. There's no marching needed because this kid was immediately arrested. That's not typically the case when someone does this to a black person. Jeffrey Mead and Jason Whitlock knows this, but they hate themselves. They hate their blackness. They hate the fact that they have to look themselves in the mirror every single day and they wake up black. They absolutely hate it. This is the typical feeling of your black conservative. Don't be shocked by it. Don't be surprised by it. One, they want the proximity to whiteness, and two, there's monetary value in it. And these people love to be in their comments saying, oh, I love you guys. You guys are saying exactly what we're thinking. Yeah, no shit. That's their job as a black conservative. Their job is to regurgitate these racist white talking points to make you guys feel good about your racism. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the
right now. And honestly, I've seen stories from both sides of this that I think have been fabricated, made up in order for people to back their side. And that pains me. And it really pains me when I see the racism in it all. So you have the white racist take of it is that this black kid is fully guilty and black people are violent people and we need to start saying that out loud. Matt Walsh, who is a prominent conservative talking head, tweeted that himself. Black people are violent, we should start saying it out loud. That is the white racist take. Then I see the bootlicking, buck dancing black conservatives regurgitating basically the white racist take. They run to the internet when things like this happen with the most disgusting, false equivalent, rage bait ass takes on this just to get a pat on the back from racist white conservatives. I've said this many times. These black conservatives, they hate themselves. They want proximity to whiteness so bad that they will bash the black community just because it makes them feel like racist white people like them a little bit more. So your typical, your few black conservatives out there are all running to the internet with the exact same false equivalent, disgusting, honestly, stupid ass take about this. And that just really gets under my freaking skin. And
Mine's as well, brother. I get it, man. These Anton Daniels, these OK Ricks, the Messy Machans, just all these old Sambos and Aunt Jemimas just running around. I mean, they can't wait to get onto YouTube to protect the white man, to protect the white boy, to try to get closer, like this brother said, to whiteness. It's a goddamn shame, man. All for the money, all for the grift, and they will put the black community down to do it. Anyway, guys, before I go here, I want to thank DDS for coming through. I want to thank Tampa Supreme as well for coming through. I want to thank everybody who's going to watch this live stream here in the future. I want to thank all the people who are in the clouds and didn't comment in the comment section. I want to thank you all for coming over. But yeah, to me, Karmelo Anthony is an American hero. He was doing everything he could to protect himself. It started raining, so he went up under a tent, like most people would do. And then you got these two white boys coming over to him. According to what his mother said, Austin Metcalf's mother said, it sounded like they were thinking that the brother was going to try to steal something because he's sitting under the tent from the rain. So Austin and his brother go over to the black man, to this young black man, and tell him he has to leave. I think he put his hands on him before he stabbed him the first time, or he threatened to do it, because he went into his backpack and said, "Hey, if you put your hands on me, I'm going to take you out." And of course, Austin Metcalf, figuring privilege that he could do that, he put his hands on him, and when he did, he got taken out, just like he said. He effed around and found out. So I have no, I have no pity for Austin Metcalf or his family. I can care less. I'm concentrated on Karmelo Anthony. That brother out there trying to protect himself from these two white thugs, these two white hoodlums who walked over to him. They should have minded their own goddamn business. You were over at another part of the tent. You should have stayed there. But you felt you can go over and talk to this young brother any kind of way. Try to put your hands on him, to manhandle him, and you got taken out. It just is what it is. Ain't no use crying about it. No tears to be shed for you. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for coming back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. Peace, take care, and be safe.